Hello everyone, my name is Saksham Dikshit and this is my channel Pentest Diaries. So today I'll make another video on the same series of lazy programming series, and in this series itself I'll just try to make introducing you a second challenge. We have already done the challenge number 1 and now I'm going with the challenge number 2. So the process will still be the same itself. I'll let you know about the problem statement on which you have to make the code for it. So once I'll complete the problem statement, you just have to pause the video. Try to make the content from your side, try to make that code from your side, and then if you're not able to make it, then in that case go ahead further with the next portion of the code or of the video itself. See the actual code of it, and if you think like this is not the best code which I'm giving it for myself, I hope that this is not the best code. So in that case, customize the code, make it a best out of it, and then paste it in the comment section of this video. I like that one way. So we'll just start with the challenge 2 itself. I hope like everyone will enjoy this challenge, and I'll definitely get some input from everyone itself. So if we're talking about the challenge, what type of challenge is this? So in this itself, I wanted someone will have to put the age. So I'm just using multiple concept over here. I'm using a while loop, instead of that I'm using if else. So multiple things, break, continue, these things I'm utilizing in this challenge itself. So it's a combination of all the things which we have learned so far. I'll try to get it customized in the challenge. Try your best to use it as per the need itself, where so exactly what type of condition you have to place, that you have to put it. So we just simply have to make the situation where we have to guess the age. So the person will have to put the age, and there is one of the age we have already be defined in one of the variable, and that values get it compare. So when we reach to that value, then in that case we get 1. Okay, so there are two type of thing. Either the value is greater than that value, like that age, or it's less than that. So whenever you are putting any age, either you will get the answer like it will less than the defined age, or that value is greater than the defined age. You have only 9 counts, so it means like only 9 attempts a user can do it, put the input from the user end. So if you are trying to attempt it, only 9 times you can put the values from your side. If you get succeed, then it's good, otherwise the game is over. Every time the count should be get it reduced, so that should be get it printed on a screen. So that's also one of the concepts. So I wanted like, what are the things, key points you have to make a code where you have to make it a concept taking the input from the user, then as per whatever the value, whatever the age you have defined it as a reference, on the basis of that, with the conditions you're trying to get it, compare that. So finally we want the user to reach to that value, so we have to make the code in such a way where we wanted the value to be get it input. If that value is greater than the age, then in that case we should have to mention it in the response. The value which we have defined for the age is greater than the defined age. If the person have put it very less value, then in that case we have like less value, or whatever the value is less than that, then in that case we have to print it the value which you're trying to put it is less than the defined value. And other than that, there is one concept is the user can attempt this game only 9 times, not more than that. So in one compile, the user can use this for 9 times, and every time once the user is attempted, then simultaneously with the success or whatever is it, greater or smaller number, we have to print the value of the count, how many count is left behind. That's also one of the things which we have to make it as a counter over there itself. And once the user have exhausted all the 9 attempts, then in that case we have to print it a game over there itself. Okay, and if the user have achieved that value before that, then in that case we have to put it a congratulations, that was the actual code we looking for it. This is the overall concept behind it which I am looking for it. I have mentioned everything in my documentation, which I'll put it on my GitHub also, and even on my blog you can get the code and even the problem statement from my side. Just go through it first, understand the concept. Even with this video also I'll try my best to make that concept very well for you. Now pause the video and wait for it. Just try to make it that first on paper, then try to make it code on a PyCharm. And once you get that value to that level itself, where you can, whatever the value, I'll try to get it passed, I'm achieving all the possibilities whatever we have discussed over here itself, then in that case your code is perfect. So nothing is a perfect itself. When you're trying to make it, definitely a lot of issues are coming over there itself. So it's nothing like that in one shot you can make the whole code itself. You will have to debug it, what else I have to do it to reach to that, those things, this concept to be get it integrate. So multiple things we have to get it integrate with the condition itself, so that we are trying best. Okay, so now let me go to the system now and explain you about the code itself with the actual code, and run it and make you understand about it, how exactly we can solve this problem. So now we'll see the actual code, and I hope like few guys have make the code itself when you're seeing this video in the next portion for it. So at that time you definitely have tried your best to make the code, and this is the actual code which I have built it from my side. This is not the best, but if you think like this is not the best itself, you have to say something, how can we make this code more efficient, more than this. Okay, so this is just a generic one. Now if we start with that, so this is the value I am defining it over here itself. So what exactly this value indicates, like we want our reference age is 18. So we want our idle age is 18 itself. So that is the age when a user is trying to predict it. Then at that time, if the user have put it 18, then in that case we get that result U1. If the person is going above 18, then in that case all the time it was pop with that, like your whatever that number or age you are trying to get it attempt, it's greater than the defined age, or if it's less than 18, then in that case less than 18 itself, it's get defined. So now proceeding further with that, number of guesses. So that's also one of the thing which we have to get it defined in the initial phase itself. So guesses why it required, like as we have to make the counter over there itself, and we want user to attempt only 9 times. So at least we have to start one counter with 1 1 1 1 1, so that we have, once we reach to 9, automatically the attempt will be get it completed. 10th attempt will not be given to the user, so that thing to be get it tracked using this. So we are initializing the value over here itself as 1, which we can use it in the later phase itself. Now I'm just printing this in front of the user itself. The number of guess is limited to only 9 times. So that is one of the things we do not want a user to use below 9. Now I'll go inside of this, and I wanted this condition to be true. So till the condition, this condition is true, this loop will work for us. Once it's become false, everything will be get terminated and be coming out of it. Okay, so we will see that how exactly we coming out of it. Now guess age equal to, we are taking an input, so we just want the user to put the age. So that was the reason, whatever the number you are putting it as a age itself, that to be get it captured and going inside of the guess age. Now the guess age is compared with if and else statement. So first if statement is, we wanted age should be greater than should be less than 18, so that's one of the thing. If we want elif, guess the age guess age is greater than 18, then in that case this error will be get, like example, if the value is greater than 18, then in that case this will be get a trigger. If the value is less than 18, this value will be get a trigger. If no one is coming under this category, then in that case, take example, a user have put the value as 18, then in that case this value will be, else condition will get a trigger, as both the condition will be false and this is a true. It's true means like it's not having any other condition, that was the reason it's going to the else itself, and you won. Now at that time, whatever the count value, like whatever the count over here itself we have it, if it's in one shot the user have put it that value, then in that case the value is coming over here itself 1. So basically this line print the number of count attempt the user have attempted to achieve that task itself, a challenge, to solve that challenge, how many attempts the user have taken for this. So that was the thing we are trying to get it printed, and the value of it. So take example, if a user have attempted once and get the success, then it's a 1 2 3 till 8 till 9. Till 9 itself, how many count the user have reached. Once if the user have not completed 9, then in that case it's automatically game over, we are getting it over here, that we'll discuss about it. Now if this is a condition, then in that case a break will be run immediately. So why we required, like we do not want once the user is get success, we do not want this loop will be go continue. That was the reason we have to use a break, so that we want to terminate the loop immediately. So while loop we want to get it terminated, that was the reason we are using a break over here. Now proceeding further with that. Okay, now we talk about this statement. What exactly this? So in our problem statement we have mentioned it one more thing, like we wanted every time when a user is attempted, so we want to remind the user how many attempts are left now. Like example, once a user have attempt the first, going for the second, going for the third, so how many attempts are left out of 9, that to be get it printed with this line. So every time user complete one round, then after that how many rounds are left, that will be get it printed by this. Now this is just for the increment purpose for it. So whatever the value we're defining over here as 1, so once the whole cycle will be completed, then this value will be get it increment. So take example, initially is 1, once it's going to this level, it's reached to 1 plus 1 equal to 2. So now the number of guests becomes second, so this is a second count. So second time this will run, third time will run, 4, 5. Now once it's reached to 9, it's equal to 9, this will be get a trigger and this will be break. Now if we're talking about this statement, so this is a different statement out of it. Now once we reach to this, we just simply have to check over here itself, like the number of guesses, it should be greater than 9. So initially it's 1, 2, 3. So once we reach to 8 and once we reach to 9, this must be greater than 9 itself. So what it means, like once we reach to the 9 itself, this will be false and this will be get it printed. That was the thing we were just looking for it. So game over there itself, it get it printed over there itself, and that's it. So let me compile the code and I'll just explain you once again. Take example, I'll put the age as 14, which is less. You can see like we are getting this as 8 number of guesses left. Now I'll put the guess value as 15. It still beats less. I'll put the value as 19. I'll put the value as 20, 32. So I'll attempt it 4 so far. Let me try with the correct one, and once we click on it, we won 18 with the 18, and this condition will not be get a trigger as we break that. If we have not get success and we have reached, so this condition will be get a trigger once we have exhausted all 9 attempts, and then after that this value will be get a trigger and we get the game over. Okay, that was all about it. So I hope you are able to understand with the code and with the description about it which I have provided. The problem statement is very clear. Try attempt it first, and if you're not able to understand that, just see the code. After that also try to make it from your side. Still you're not able to understand, then in that case copy the code, put it on your PyCharm, and then try to get it run that, analyze it with the output, try all the possibilities in the code. Then after that try to customize the code, so that you can, once you customize the code, you know most of the things. At the time of when I'm just writing this code, most of the things I'll just copy paste it from my system itself, put it over here itself. So few lines will be coming inside of that loop itself. So at the time when I'm compiling it, I'm not getting the appropriate output, so I just have to debug it. I'll just try to change the position itself, and then everything is working fine. So that type of mentality always having in your mind, why this condition is coming to after the break, why it's not coming the same line itself, why it's coming over here. That type of thinking you should have to be developed from your side, then only you can able to understand the codes very well, and why exactly this is, why is the word which we have to use it every time when we are writing any code. So by that way only you can make your code efficient. I hope you like this video, you are able to understand the concept of challenge 2. This is challenge 2, and will come with a new challenges also once we are proceeding further with that. And this is the 14th lecture. We are about to complete 14, and we have to go, I think, more than 30 lectures itself. I'll try my best to complete every concept, whatever the concept I have learned it so far. I'll try my best to get it completed. If anything on the top of it you want to learn it, you have to go through the documentation of Python itself. You can know a lot of new things will be getting innovated, and quarterly basis itself or monthly basis itself, new concepts, new modules to be get introduced. Just go through the documentation, having a practice of hardly 30 minutes to read the documentation every day, so that at least you can grab some new concept from the documentation part. Okay, I hope you like this video. If you like this video, please subscribe my channel. Thank you so much once again. Take care. Bye bye.